Numbers chapter 35, verse 8, we read, "And as for the cities that you shall give from the possession of the people of Israel, from the larger tribes you shall take many, and from the smaller tribes you shall take few, each in proportion to the inheritance that it inherits, shall give of its cities to the Levites." Here the Lord placed the responsibility of providing places of residence for the Levitical order on the tribes of Israel. He commanded them to give this property to the Levites in proportion to the size of their tribes, since the larger tribes would have a greater allocation than the smaller ones in Canaan. And this action illustrates several principles of giving. First, we are to give for the work of ministry. The Lord set the Levitical priests apart to serve in the tabernacle and to transmit and administer divine law. Moving into Canaan, they would not have a division in the land. Thus, the Lord commands that the assembly of Israel provide for them. Similarly, in the church, the entire assembly carries the responsibility to provide for the resources necessary to maintain the work of ministry. And second, people are to give in proportion to their abundance. The tribes gave in proportion to the size of their allotted property. When we survey the population of a church, we find that some have plenty and others have very little. Regardless of our means, the Lord calls each person to do what they can based upon the proportion of their blessing. Yet, while we normally consider giving in the terms of money, we should also remember that the abundance of blessings that the Lord includes more than just income. The Lord has blessed believers with special gifts and talents. He has blessed some with more available time than others have. He has blessed some with nice cars and houses. When we consider giving in proportion to the blessing, we should consider all of our blessings. And perhaps we should take some time to consider how the Lord has blessed us and then consider the level of our response. We should take some time to consider our gifts and talents and how we might use them for the glory of God in the ministry of the church. We should consider our possessions to see how we might use them for advancing the church's ministry. We should analyze the time that the Lord has given us and determine how we could use it to support the church's mission. And last, we need to consider our monetary blessing and determine if we're giving as the Lord has purposed for us. In all this giving, we should remember that the Lord's words, to everyone to whom much is given, of him much will be required, and from him to whom entrusted much, they will demand the more. There is a blessing when we give. We should remember the words of the Lord Jesus, how he himself said, "It is more blessed to give than to receive."